Hey, Matthew Swinnerton here from Santa Cruz Works, and you are at the Santa Cruz Works Flash Tour with, here we have Daniel Emerson from Light in Motion. How you doing, Daniel?
Good.
Well,
Morning, everyone.
thank you so much for having us here. This is so cool. We already did a little sneak peek of the operations here, but we're going to be able to show you it right now. But before we begin, we're going to do a little interview, and keep this in mind. If you have a question for Daniel, if you have a question about Light in Motion, anything they're doing, all the amazing products that they have, put it in the Q&A. And at the very end of our presentation, shouldn't be too long, our little walkthrough, we'll be able to ask Daniel. So again, if you have a question, not in the chat, but in the Q&A, and we'll get that answered for you. So Daniel, if somebody came to you out of the blue and said, what's Light in Motion, what do you say?
Well, we're an innovator in the LED lighting space. And that's what we've been doing for over 30 years. We started underwater, worked with underwater videographers. We light things like Shark Week. Got into bicycling and bicycle lights, same idea. So we built super compact, very powerful, portable LED lights.
So you mentioned 30 years ago. Can you give us what was the original concept? What was the genesis behind how this started 30 years ago?
Our founder was an avid photographer. He was a photographer for the Stanford Daily. He spent a year working with some of the most brilliant underwater photographers, and he decided to launch a company doing underwater lighting because that was his passion.
Exactly what he loved. Cool. So let's move forward to 2007. That's when you came on board, right?
Yeah, I joined in 2007. Light in Motion was struggling, about to go under. And we had a big recession coming, which we didn't know about. And somehow we were able to bootstrap the company, kind of survive that, and start to grow by focusing on the bicycle industry and pivoting away from underwater housings and just focusing on LED lighting. LED lighting was just coming on the scene, huge transition, technological transition that we jumped out in front of, and we were the first bike light company to really drive hard at rechargeable LED lights for bikes, and the same in underwater.
What was it, the aspect of what drew you to Light in Motion? That's the reason why I could do this. I could help fix this.
So Light in Motion was founded by building really beautiful products that solved system issues for customers. Super niche, right? But if you can dominate a niche, that can be a nice business. And the fact that they built stuff in the United States, beautiful stuff that even if you didn't use was beautiful just to look at on the shelf. The products were just well engineered, and as an engineer, I just appreciated that. It's got to be a way to make this go. That we can take this brand, this foundation, and build it into something great.
That is really cool. So what now? I mean, we've gone out of COVID here. We're reopening. What is the big focus for Light in Motion now? What's your main drive?
Well, as far as niches, we're moving out of our really, really small niches, bicycle lighting and underwater video lighting, into photography lighting. So we basically followed our ambassadors topside. People like Paul Nicklin, who's the world famous underwater and topside photographer. He's like, God, your lights are amazing. I wish I could use the topside. They're so small and powerful. It's like, hey, the customers tell you where to go, and that's what we're doing. We're following our customers to the photography market.
Great. So we're going to go throughout the building. We're going to start off in the machine room. We're going to go through their marketing. We're going to go up to the second floor. We're going to talk about their one of their new lights that's really exciting, that I think it's just starting right now. You're in production of it. So we're going to talk about that. You mentioned that you build here in the U.S. You actually build right here, right?
This is our factory. We ship worldwide, 42 countries, and it all comes, not all of it, but a lot of it comes out of this facility.
Let's go look at it then. Let's go see where it's at. Okay, so since we're here, what's this space while we're walking?
This is our office space. This was an old helicopter repair facility for the military that we converted. So open offices.
Looks like you're dog friendly.
Yeah.
That is a huge dog. I think we're about the same size. Okay, let's go over to the machine. What's the fastest way? You notice that all the employees scatter when they find out that they're on video. So this is one thing that I'm really impressed with when I first saw him here. Like, this is not a small operation by any means, which you'll see in a second. Okay, so this is the first part with many doors.
So this is our lab. We can stuff our own electronics here, do all electronic testing, light testing. So we test spectral analysis of lights. We actually were so frustrated with our competitors all lying at the top of the lights that we launched a website where we publish all the tests for all of our competitors as well as our own products to try to get some honesty back into what
being transparent in the industry. Cool. Okay, so let's go with door number 2. Okay, so what's this room?
This is our prototype shop. So we have 3 CNC mills, so we can prototype things quickly. We do some production tooling here as well, and some production parts, especially the low volume early run stuff. We even have injection molding on site. Small part plastic injection molding, always with tools that we design and build here. So again, for quick iteration, how to learn about part design. All of our engineers come in, they have to learn how to do plastic part design, learn how to build a tool, understand slides and how tools are built, which helps them be better designers. So we're a hands-on company.
So all those bags there, that's the material for the injection molding?
Yeah. Two injection molding machines.
Cool. Okay, we're not gonna go into this room, but I just wanna get a little video of it to show the immensity of the operation here. So what is in here?
So this is our warehouse and our assembly facility. So in the back area is where we do all of our production.
Okay. So
we have 7 production lines that are set up. There's bike, dive, camera production lines, final packaging. So we assemble, do final packaging, as well as ship worldwide. We're shipping hazardous goods because pretty much every product we ship has a lithium-ion battery in it. So that's basically automated setup to ship worldwide from here.
Okay, so what's next? Where do we go next?
Let's go upstairs in the lab where we're just today is the first day of production on this brand new lighting for building, doing the beta build, and upstairs filming to teach people how to use it. And I think it'd be fun to go see what they're up to.
So when you say first day of production, you've actually you made the prototype, but these are actually what you're producing that's going to go out to market.
Building the first all on production tools. And we're actually working interactively with the assemblers to figure out the best manufacturing flow.
Oh, okay.
So that we get to a very, the engineers imagine how it's going to be built. And then,
when it actually
then
happens.
you sit down with the people who actually build it and say, no, that's not how we're doing it.
Exactly, okay. So right now we're going through marketing, correct?
Yeah, this is marketing's meeting room.
We're going to go up to the second floor here. Okay, so this is actually like a photo shoot is happening currently. They're messing up all their lighting. So this is the light, right?
This is the brand new light. They're just actually doing some of the filming of it for our website. This is called the Stella Pro Reflex. It's not going to be publicly released until September 30th, but this is all in final production tooling. The light has very high power, so you can see it has a big heatsink in it, has an integral fan. This is the battery pack. The battery pack is completely potted because we are pulling so much current out of it, it gets hot. So we have to actually pull the thermals out into the tube. This was our patent for this was just issued. So we have engineered a way to overdrive LEDs to create a digital pulse of 2 to 3x the standard output of an LED. So basically going around the LED constraints to get a burst of light to compete with strobes.
So yeah, so can you explain that? And just real briefly, I also want to make sure again, if you have a question for Daniel, please put in the Q&A. We have 5 more minutes or so, and then we're going to be down there. We're going to, ask him your questions. So what is the difference you're saying from your strobe compared to the traditional strobe that's been around for decades?
Well, traditional flash is it's an analog product. It's a handmade glass tube
Okay.
containing a gas. The gas is ignited with a high voltage, very very high voltage uh, burst of current, and you get an instantaneous flash that's about 1/8,000th of a second long. Now, to flash that again, things have to cool off. You have to recharge your big capacitor so you can deliver that again. So a flash will take about 1.5 seconds to recycle before you can fire it again. But the newest technology cameras can shoot 24 frames a second. So you're the photographer, you take a picture, and now you're waiting before you can light the next frame. So our value proposition to the customer is, hey, you now have a light that can light as fast as your camera can shoot, which is ideal for action photography, sports. 2 of these are going to the Olympics next week with 2 photographers who will be there with the action. Um, it's ideal for things like weddings, capturing the moment, being more spontaneous, not having to pose your subjects because you have to think about that 1.5 second delay.
Yeah.
It's just that you can be more spontaneous, and you have a light that can now work as fast as your camera can work.
So is this the image? It's of a solar eclipse.
That is the new logo. We launched a brand just for the lighting space called Stella Pro.
Okay.
And yeah, the logo is an eclipse.
That's really cool. It just looks like such a engineering work of art. This whole thing, such a nice job. Okay, well, let's go downstairs. We'll let the videographers actually do their job. Thank you very much. And another dog. So let's go downstairs. We're gonna finish. I'm sorry. We're gonna go do the Q&A. So we can go back down.
No.
Best way. That's the function.
Yes. Okay. So again, if you have a question for Daniel, for the Q&A, we're walking over there right now, so I can look at the computer and actually see your question. Okay, so we're going into the conference room. We're not going to look at the wall with all the secrets, but okay, let's look, Daniel, at the Q&A. So, first question. When is you said that the production of that light is starting today. When can people actually see it in person? And actually buy it? Like actually, and I know you said it's going to the Olympics, it's going to be out there, but when can the consumer actually buy it?
So we will be shipping it starting September 30th.
Okay.
So right now,
pretty soon. Yeah.
Everything we're building is being used to develop collateral for the launch, for the website campaigns. We're putting it in professionals' hands. So from the Olympics to a whole series of we're down in LA next week shooting a bunch of high performance street gang bicycles riding around LA with high speed photography. So this just an entire campaign is we're spending 2 months building out the assets for the campaign using the lights before we launch it.
So when you're going to the Olympics, when you're out in LA doing that, are you still taking back data and trying to figure out like how we can even improve this more, or is this more just for the marketing aspect?
Well, certainly, you're always listening to your customers.
Yeah.
And these would be the first time that the customers are using the product.
Yeah.
But that's been actually going on for the last year. And the promo video that we posted on the site shows the focus groups we've been doing all along the way, the testing we've been doing all along the way, to try to answer those questions. But it's complicated.
Yeah.
We have to work with Sony, with Nikon, with Canon. All the cameras are a little bit different in how they work with the lights. The lights are communicating wirelessly with cameras, so they know when to fire. And the light does continuous light, so it works as a video light
Oh, interesting.
and a strobing light. So we're really launching the very first hybrid light that's ever existed in this industry that can do both.
Oh, wow. That's pretty epic there.
So we're launching a category which we're calling CSH, Continuous Strobe Hybrid. And that's part of the campaign. Our biggest retail partner is B&H. So we're really positioning it so that they create this category, continuous strobe hybrid lights, and then we become the brand that defines how that category is talked about.
That's amazing because you're not just creating a product, but it is a whole category. So this is like a huge umbrella that you're creating. But that's innovation. Look at innovation coming out of Santa Cruz County. So what after this product, is there like something that you want to do in the future? Like what's like the future of Light in Motion?
Well, lighting is our core. What we're good at and have been for 30 years is making smaller, more powerful, compact lights that go anywhere. So obvious applications are things like, this country ever gets around rebuilding its infrastructure. Inspection will be huge, inspecting bridges using drones and high-res photography. We bring the light, where bridges fail is in the dark. We can light all that. Obviously, there's a lot of great drone innovation happening in the Santa Cruz County area.
Yeah.
So that's a future area for opportunity. The photography business alone is photography, videography is huge. We're a small business. We have our own video studio. Like many companies, and most companies want to be successful, but that's important. That's a huge market for us to tap into. YouTubers and bloggers are out testing this light and seeing it for the first time. So it's all about lighting. We can take this technology underwater, which is another segment for us.
It's like you have like 7 different businesses in one. Yeah. Doug, do you have a question?
I do. It's for the audience. If you want to join me at some point, I'm going to use Light in Motion lights in the surf, nighttime surfing, when there's no crowds. So contact me through santacruzworks.org.
What an invitation. That's great. Okay, well, I think that's it. If somebody wants to find out more about all your products in general, wants to find out about this amazing video you just created, where do they go?
Lightmotion.com.
Lightinmotion.com. Pretty easy. Got it. Thank you so much. Doug, is there anything else we need to say?
Thank you to our sponsors and live long and prosper. I don't know.
That sounds great. No, thank you very much. Look forward to next month as we do another flash tour, along with all the other events we do, showcasing the amazing innovation and talent that we have here in Santa Cruz and Monterey County. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day.